She did it. She crossed the line. She crossed the line. Claressa Shields with a very shocking, and I do mean shocking, update regarding Papoose. She's acting as if her and Papoose are married. In this video, I will uncover, unearth, and unpack everything you need to know. Let's get unpacked. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live, Boxing Ego Unpacked. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Claressa Shields has done it again, and not in a good way. Now, I've already done a video. I believe her tickets are not selling the greatest. And I'm at the point where I'll show you, but I think she is desperate to bring attention back to herself, fearing irrelevancy or something. But it's looking very crazy. Now, what she said regarding Papoose was just outright bizarre. Me at the gym being supported by my hubby, Papoose. Heart, face, a trophy, boxing. It says, teamwork make the dream work, August 15th. We win again. Again, having to link to tickets. Begging for people to buy tickets to your fight, but supposedly you win again. But every day, you're having to promote your fight, right? And it says winning team. This girl going out bad. Now, some people are like, what do you mean, Ego? Let's be real. Let's cut the semantic. Why is she calling Papoose her hubby? Right? We all know that he has not officially divorced his wife. So you shouldn't really be calling him a hubby, which is short for husband. Boom. Hubby is an informal term of endearment for a husband. It is casual, affectionate way to refer to a married man or a female's partner's spouse. So yeah, he is a married man, but not to you. This girl is going out sad, really hurting her legacy and her whole career over a man who's married to somebody else and has a tattoo on his forearm of his wife, a portrait and a bottle that says Remy. And you're trying to make it look like you guys are some kind of dream team. Now, what else I noticed was weird? Let me put my headphones on. The other thing I noticed that was weird here is you're with your coach, John David Jackson, no problem, right? He's coaching you for this fight. And Papoose is just in the background. And just the only thing I'll say is watch Papoose. That's all you got to do. Watch Papoose. Just keep looking at Papoose. I'm going to turn this sound off for copyright reasons. Just look at Papoose. What is he doing? Look, and here's the thing. I did a live, so I'm not going to go over everything. You guys need to watch that live. That's why I make these videos. Please watch the video on demand, the live where I did this and talked about it. But real quick, her trainer, John David Jackson, seems to be using his phone for a timer or a stopwatch. for this particular drill. And I believe he said in the video, 30 seconds and then break, right? So he's timing her. If you look at the actual trainer, because he's doing the stopwatch work, he's not able to even look at what his fighter's doing. What type of training is that? What type of training? Like, so one, I've been in a lot of boxing gyms. I've watched fighters train and so on and so forth. A lot of times you have a fighter and then a focused trainer. The trainer's using two hands to hold the heavy bag, and then the fighter's working. Also, the trainer is making eye contact and watching the fighter so they can assess the fighter's technique and their form. This John David Jackson, is a former fighter himself at middleweight and a former champion, so he knows boxing, and now he's a trainer, right? But he's glued to his phone, as you guys see, looking at his phone because he has to time Claressa Shields. So they keep saying dream team, or she's saying dream team, but your trainer can't even watch what you're doing. Why is this important? Because when fighters are lazy day in the gym or they're tired, a lot of times they can start pushing their punches or not turning over their punches properly and ultimately losing their form. So it's up to the trainer, that set of eyes, to make sure that the footwork is on point, right? That they're not getting lazy, that they're following through, that they're putting their guard back up. All the little fundamental things. I'm not going to go over every little thing, but the trainer, your job is to train and to make sure that the fighter is ready for the fight. So this already looks weird to me, that why doesn't Papoose hold the phone and be the timekeeper? So the actual trainer can, focus on technique and fundamentals, the guy with boxing experience. Like, these people aren't a dream team at all, because I've been around boxing dream teams, right? And I'm not going to name drop a bunch of fighters, but you guys know of them. And it's elite level work. Elite work. I've watched top male champions train, right? Seen legendary Hall of Famers spar. This is my job. This is what I do. And from what I've seen, in any scenario like this, the people that don't need to be in the gym aren't in the gym. That's one. Two, you give the little meaningless task to the unnecessary people in the gym or the lower level people, right? No different than a Hollywood movie set. If you're filming a movie with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell, that's your talent, right? So you need these guys on deck and ready and fresh. You wouldn't send The Rock to Starbucks to get everybody's coffee. You would have an errand boy or girl, send them to Starbucks and come back with the coffees, come back with the lunch for the crew, right? This is how it works in an elite professional setting, right? So again, my question is, why is the trainer having to be the timekeeper and he can't even pay attention to his fighter while you have a useless rapper in the back doing nothing with his arms crossed like a little kid who got punished at the mall? Like his mom put him on timeout. Look again. He's not even looking at her. He's training because he's so worried about being in charge of the clock. Meanwhile, Papoose is doing he's doing absolutely nothing. He's just standing there watching and looking bored at that. So, Claressa, the fighter, she has a sheen, a little bit of sweat going. No one else is sweating, right? No one else is sweating but Claressa. So I'm like, how is Papoose supporting? What is he doing? He's literally just standing there like bewitched, standing there like a genie with his arms crossed. I don't see how this is like big support, you know? What is he doing? And then she out here putting these goofy my hubby, right? And the world knows that him and Remy are still married. This is Papoose and Remy. She always talks about like, oh, Papoose is militant. He don't like to joke around. He's serious. He's a Brooklyn dude. He don't like to play around. He don't mess around. He's serious. He's militant. Well, explain this picture. And Claressa must have forgot that at the end of the day, there's archive footage of Papoose. They had a whole show together, Love and Hip Hop. And we already seen how Papoose acted, and he acted like a regular person in love. He was laughing. He was jovial. He wasn't this serious character that he is with you all the time. Maybe sometimes, but I guarantee you, if I type it right now, let's do it. Now, I just put Papoose and Remy Ma. I don't want to cheat. Let's do a real test. Okay, so he got a serious face there. But look, second picture I see, he got like a smirk when he with Remy Ma. Look, you never really see him like this with Claressa Shields, right? Look, he got a little half smile right there. So I believe when he was with Remy, he really was in love, and, you know, he was trying to make it work or whatever at one point, black love and all that. Look, he don't ever be like this with Claressa Shields. And then when he does, it's after the internet already complained and said, like, what's wrong with y'all? Look. So why is he so serious, this serious MC guy or whatever with Claressa Shields? But he got all these lovey-dovey, smiley pictures like he want to be in her presence. Look, I didn't even make this, but look at that. Look how he looking at her. Look at the difference. Whoever made this was on point. And look at her. She always looking mad and frumpy. But all these pictures that exist of Papoose, who she's calling her hubby, with his ex, look, they about to kiss right there. He doing whole photo shoots with her. It's like he almost couldn't keep a smile off his face. So why he like that with her? And he got a kid together with her, right? So he got all these like lovey-dovey pictures. I think that was when she got home from prison and so on and so forth. It just, he really looked like a different person, like in terms of his mannerisms, right? He just looked like a happier and different person. But then when he with you, he just stoic. It looked like he's there for one thing and one thing only, to get that bag from you. So I thought this was a bad look. You know, I know a lot of people are going to focus on Claressa being a fool and saying that's her hubby or whatever. But look at what your hubby is doing, right? Your fake hubby, really. He's just standing there. Why does he even need to be in the gym? Why can't he hold the timer and get your water and towel you down and stuff like that? What is his real role? And then these people that win are weird also, right? They say he's the head of hip hop. What does this got to do with hip hop? Being in the boxers training camp. Again, that's what makes it feel like this is a fake, performative, fraudster couple. Because the real boxers I know, they don't want their spouse or significant others in training camp almost 9 or 10 times out of 10. They do not want that, because that comes with distractions. You get into it. Like, it don't matter if you're preparing for war. Would you want your girl there? right? Just think about it. If you had to go to the harshest war-torn area, would you want your girl in basic training with you before they send you off to do a tour in Iraq or Benghazi or wherever? Right? So all the times the toil, the sweat, the tears, the crying, the blood, the falling down, when your mind's playing tricks on you, you're about to quit. If you're a Navy SEAL, you're about to ring the bell and quit, or they're like waterboarding you and surf torture and all this type of stuff, right? You know, you really want your family or your wife or girl to see that, right? The highs and the lows, or you want people to see you at their best. So the fighters I know, they don't even want they significant other in camp because it's a distraction, good or bad. If she's flirty, you're supposed to be locked in. If she's flirting and, you know, prancing around and stuff, and you playing grab ass, that's not good for a fighter. Or if she's bringing toxicity and drama, oh man, my friend did this, or I talked to my mom and she was mad at me, and she's bringing in that type of drama, then that's also bad for a fighter. So no matter how you slice it, most people don't include extra people. If you're a videographer, you need to be there because you need to film and I'm paying you to film. Cool. You're the water boy, you're a sparring partner, you're a trainer, you're the chief second. Cool. But anybody else got to go. But with these two, it looks like they're performative, just so she could say Papoose is in the video. And the reality is people don't really care, right? They don't really care about your relationship. But when you say stupid stuff like my hubby, knowing he's married to someone else, you look bad. And it leads me to believe that Claressa's money is funny, right? I truly believe that you are looking for a check on social media. Like, not just like, oh, this is cool to have, but I believe she actually is needing a check from social media. Like, this is part of the money that you actually need to get by, because it just seems like too drastic and too over the top, her behavior. Like, it don't even feel real. It just feels real performative. Like the people who rage bait. That's what it feels like, rage bait content, right? You know what people feel about you being with a married man who hasn't picked up his clothes, signed divorce paperwork, and you just keep posting like, look, here's another one. Look at my hubby. Kissy faces, Sade by your side. Again, he's doing absolutely nothing while you're in the pool, seemingly working out or whatever, right? He's just sitting there, dead weight, and you in the pool. What is he doing? Like, why he not in the pool with you? It looked like you're exercising, you know, maybe swimming laps, which is very good cardio. And he's just outside the pool, lamping with his hand over his head. Like, why does, like, for real, why does he need to be there? And that's not even on no hate stuff. I'm just like, what are you contributing to the training camp? And then meanwhile, you got Claressa begging for sponsors. Why can't he be out there trying to locate sponsors and be like, yeah, we got this insurance company, Allstate, they're on deck, they want to work with you, blah, blah, blah. Like, what are these people doing? What is Win Records doing, like, to really promote your fight? Because every time I look at it, it looked like Claressa, she got to do more promotion than anybody. She got to do all the lifting, the sparring, the training, and he got his arms crossed while you hitting the heavy bag sweating and you swimming laps, and he just sitting there not really doing nothing. And you just ruining your career talking about, look at my hubby, and you think this man is like some kind of crazy prize that every woman wants or whatever. Look at her eyes. She got a filter on, and it looked like dark circles underneath her eye. I don't know. It looked like she's stressing to me. Y'all let me know what you think, but I see dark circles underneath her eye, right? And that's with a filter. You could tell because you can't see her pores, and you see the skin smoothening filter or whatever she got going on. So, yeah, this whole operation is looking weird. And it feels like to me that Claressa Shields is at a point of no return. And she's at a point where she rather just say it, even if the whole world is visualizing and seeing that it's not true, right? Like, hey, we a dream team. Nobody feels you're a dream team, but let me just keep saying it. And if I keep saying it enough, then maybe it'll stick. So that's what it looks like to me. It looks like Claressa is throwing ish on the wall, just hoping for something to stick. And it looks like she's getting more and more desperate, right? So in addition to these two videos saying that Papoose is her husband, basically, hubby, whatever, same difference, right? She said, LOL, all these comments, mad because that man filed for divorce. She thinks this is a game, bro. What mega millionaire do you know that has this much time? Right? This much time to, like, again, rage bait and taunt people and comment and respond to comments. All these comments mad because the man filed for divorce. This girl is moronic. Absolutely moronic. She said all of these comments are mad because he filed for divorce. When is the divorce going to be official? Why would the fans be mad? The fans have been telling him he need to pick up his clothes. The fans have been telling him he needs to finalize the divorce. The fans are saying they don't want Remy Ma ever to get back with him. So Claressa's just chirping. Why would the fans be mad when this is what the fans wanted? Look, Claressa, I love it. I love you and respect your abilities and talent as a fan. I genuinely wish you refrain from commenting on certain things because you don't have to. Right? But she's too foolish to stop. She's in too deep. Right? She thinks it's a game and it's funny. So your great granny about to lose her house, and this is what you're worried about. Yeah, he's my hubby now. Ah. This girl's pitiful to me. It's pitiful that you worked so hard for so many years in your career for it all to be falling down like this. You falling down like Michael Douglas. All because of a man in a relationship and seemingly prioritizing that. Yeah, he's my hubby now. Ah ha ha. And then when people start, I don't understand why you continue to go back and forth with individuals. Honestly, you're making you, hold on, what did it say? Honestly, are making you, see, people can't spell. Anyway, it says, honestly, are making you look insecure and making fun of you. Post the wedding pics or marriage certificate. So again, I think Claressa Shields' money is funny because it's like almost like a game at this point to rage bait people. You know what I mean? And for me, I don't have rage. I'm going to get paid off this video. I don't really care. This is making you look bad. This is not making me look. Look, they posting Remy, all types of stuff. Ain't he still Remy's husband? So, yeah, I hope she's getting the engagement or whatever she wants. Papoose filed for divorce. Bro, what person is it? Like, how can you take her fight seriously at this point? How does she have this much time to be arguing with people? If he's filed for divorce, when is it official? And then if you were comfortable in that, instead of appearing like more and more like a side chick and a side piece, right? Then you don't even have to respond to a bunch of people. Y'all keep saying she ain't got to respond. I would to the Facebook check, blah, blah, blah. They bothering me. I just been training. Then they just come going crazy. Leave me alone. There's something wrong with this girl, bro. They bothering me. But I don't know. If you're, look, someone said you spelled Remy wrong. That's funny. You spelled Remy wrong. Claressa Shields responded. You spelled file for divorce wrong. This girl is a bonehead. I mean, if you're on her team or a PR person, I feel sorry for you because I know she's not listening. There's no PR person that would want their fighter to have a fight that was already being ridiculed to begin with because it's full of like Ray J's and these fights that are not traditional boxing, right? So you already had people that were not really crazy about the fight. What does that say? He not your hubby. Tell him to get a divorce, da 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 da. Then claim him as your hubby. This girl do everything backwards, so she's not going to do that, right? She'll get a tattoo of the man knowing he's still connected. Like most women that had common sense would wait till he gets it finalized to make sure they don't get played and then get the tattoo of the man's name. She gets a tattoo like a year in and then worry about it later, right? She'll claim him as her husband even though he still hasn't finalized his divorce. And then when people are saying, he's not your husband, he's not your hubby, he's not your hubby, she's like, he filed for divorce. Filing for anything ain't the same as getting it. Like, you could file for your income taxes, but if they don't get accepted, that's not the same as getting your income tax return, which means it went through. So you could file for anything. You could file for custody. It's just not like, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't, oh, I filed for custody for my kids and boom, now you got full custody. So filing don't mean, that's like filling out a job application. You could fill it out. That don't mean see you on Monday at 8 a.m., right? So she looks dumb. She looks absolutely dumb to me because the only thing you could say to all these people is, oh, but he filed. Yo, you said that a year ago, though. He put up that little paperwork after Remy did a video outing him. Look, file for divorce, but still married, sis. Make it make sense. He not your hubby. So, yeah, I hope she gets whatever she's intending. You mean Remy husband. Remy didn't want him. She wanted girls. Laying back thinking about Remy. He living it up with no job. We see you, Pap. Someone said, I'm crying. She be trolling y'all. You can cry all you want. We gonna see who get the last laugh, though, and see who cries last. The reality is this. All of this goofy stuff, you're hurting your career. And people might entertain it. I'm trying to tell you, I've seen this movie before. I know how this movie ends. You get people like, let's say the Island Boys. I'm an island boy, just trying to make it, right? When they first came out, the views were probably up here. But after a while, if you don't possess real talent you can't continue to entertain people or you become too toxic or whatever, those views don't just stay up here. So now you look at the Island Boys, they got a box, the one dude kissing his brother and kissing other guys in the car and all these videos that they're doing trying to stay relevant, right? Talking about whatever, starting an OF page, whatever these people are doing, right? Getting knocked out by Charleston White. They got to cling to anything for relevance versus them early videos. Maybe in the pandemic or whenever them videos came out, people were entertained or liked it. But after a while, the gimmick or the shtick runs dry, right? Lil Pump and all these people. These people, Ice JJ Fish, they're cool, but they're like a flash in the pan. I've been here for 15 plus years. There's levels to that, to be relevant and getting better. Like literally my recent paychecks are some of my best checks in the whole 15 years. So that's hard to do because that means you're doing better than you've ever done in your industry online. It's hard to remain relevant online for as long as I've done it. You know what I mean? And I have to thank y'all, the great fans that come and they like my voice. I'm the kid with the golden voice, and they like when I get unpacked. And, you know, we got a whole community here, so I appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody who sent Cash Apps. I got a lot of them. Link in the description if you want to help the channel grow, be a well-oiled machine, put out more content, more deep dives. I'm trying to get some things done in the background, studio upgrades or whatever. So thank you guys for that. Definitely like and subscribe. But people who are saying, oh, she's trolling you all, she's winning, ha, ha, ha. You're trolling for a Facebook check. She already posted her Facebook check. My YouTube check is more than her Facebook check. Let's just say that, right? The Facebook check she posted was $4,000, $5,000, something in there. So you're trolling with this hubby stuff, getting people who already wasn't really feeling you. You're getting them to not feel you even more for $4,000. I mean, I guess. But then what makes it even more tricky is, let's say she is rage baiting people. That's cool for the Facebook check, maybe. All right, cool. But you calling people broke, you calling people bald-headed, you calling people ugly, people hearing how you did the whole great granny situation at the funeral, trying to prevent Shalita from coming. All this stuff is not making you more likable. Running around with a married man and then claiming he's your husband, even though you haven't been married. Whether you're trolling or rage baiting or not, you just look dumb and it hurts your brand. You don't come across as more relatable, more likable. Meanwhile, everybody that you diss, from Remy to Layla to Alicia to Amanda Serrano, all of them look like they're doing better. Amanda Serrano had a new fight announced. Alicia Baumgartner is going to be on Fox, a show called Special Forces, a reality show contest, right? Layla Ali has a book coming out. She's working in her garden and she has a business selling spices, right? Like everybody else seems to be doing well. Remy Ma putting out videos, Lifetime movies. She just did a concert with Rick Ross, and I seen her with the baby. He was at the concert, so on and so forth. Where's Papoose' concert? How come Papoose is not with Rick Ross? And the baby. How come Remy Ma's on the float and on the stage with Fat Joe and at the Knicks parade float? Papoose ain't there. When's the last time Papoose has been on a stage? And then was it a major stage? That's why he keep posting old clips of him and Busta Rhymes, you know what I mean, from MTV Movie Awards in 2005 or whatever. So while other people, they're doing stuff currently and they got current wins, Claressa just lost an ESPY award. Before that, lost a BET award. Papoose ain't rocking no major stages. He ain't on no type of tour. We don't know nothing about no album, and even if he announced an album, nobody's gonna buy it. His songs backdoor, people ain't playing that. I ain't never once went outside in IRL and heard nobody bumping no Papoose song, right? So keep trolling. Keep thinking it's a game and I don't know, trying to get under people's skin and flaunt a married man for a Facebook check. Cool. But when people don't like what you stand for, they're not feeling your brand, et cetera, et cetera. Let's see if these people commit and buy tickets to your show. You know what I mean? So I think this stuff is going to backfire the more people find out about who she is. And I told y'all from the beginning, I'm going to show you the character. And I've done an excellent job of doing it so far. And I got a video that is going to shock y'all. I'm working on it. It'll probably be out tomorrow morning. So hit the subscribe button. But it's going to blow your socks off. Period. Let me know what you think. To me, Claressa Shields, she continues to look foolish. Whatever her intention is, she looks like she's cracking under the pressure. She don't really know how to handle the fame, it appears. She seems to be beefing with everybody. I mean, she is training and losing weight. That part's cool. But then look, like I said, her trainer can't even look you in the eye because he has to hold the clock. Meanwhile, Papoose is just aimlessly sitting there like a little kid while his mom is shopping or something with his arms crossed. Like, how is this a dream team? How is it? And this ain't this the same outfit that he had on in that other video where she said it was going to be AI? He had a blue do-rag and a young white tee, right? So it's like, do these people bathe? Do they change clothes? So to me, Claressa looks very bad and very desperate. 1 minute, she's saying stuff like, oh, Papoose, I don't always have to be around him. And people don't want to be around me when I'm in camp. And he has a job and he has his own life. And we don't all, y'all, I think y'all like Papoose more than me. Y'all talk about him more than me. Ain't that what she just said? Like, that's how you know when people are fake and fraudulent. She just finished telling the world that she doesn't have to be all under Papoose and he has his own life and his own job and he got stuff to do. And she's grumpy and cranky in training camp. So she's not fun to be around. So why does he need to be around all the time and claim that we, the fans, care more about Papoose and bring him up more than her, which is stupid. But then days later, when he joins you in camp, you keep doing these Papoose. Oh, I'm with my hubby and ha ha ha. It's my hubby and playing these games. Bro, this is going to burn Claressa. I really believe that. So you're just too all over the place. You said we care more about Papoose than you and that he don't want to be around you because you in training camp and he got a job. Well, what's his job? Because all we do is see him sitting around pretty aimless, like dead weight, which is exactly what Remy Ma said. Like, literally, look at this right here. He literally just sitting there in both pictures. Literally, arms crossed in one while you work, and then while you swim, he just in there with socks. Because is he going to swim with socks on and have wet socks? So it don't look like he's joining. You just, what is he, the special needs dog? Like, you know what I mean? A seeing eye dog? Like, what? He just there with you? You know what I mean? Like, it just look weird. Emotional support pet? Like, what, he just stand there? These people are weird, man. And somehow, some way, Claressa thinks this is going to be of benefit to her career. But I think all this being with a married man, I can't wait. She just begs sponsors to team up with her. I can't wait to see what her fight night outfit looks like. it better show Samsung, Nike, Gatorade, some Target. I want to see some big companies. But I don't know that we're going to see big companies, because look at how she acts. Ratchet, ghetto, obnoxious, loud, cantankerous, annoying. And she's parading a married man and then seemingly bragging about it. And then what else? And I don't want to get too spiritual and too religious. I'm just being real with y'all. The other thing that's crazy is she keep talking about God, right? Oh man, God got me, and I'm God's favorite, and all this stuff about God. Like even her clothing line, she tried to integrate that, right? Her clothing line, she tried to integrate. What does this say? Let's look at it. It said, God will overcome, right? So you're God-fearing, and you're talking about Sister Mary, and when Pap was looking all robotic at the BET Awards, you was listening to gospel and singing along, and you got God on your pants and keep talking about God. So does God condone a person claiming a man as their husband that has coveted another relationship and he's married to somebody else? Is that what God do you pray to? Is that not a sin? Is that acceptable in your religion? Inquiring minds would love to know. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think playing around using the Lord's name in vain and that whole business, you really get karma. I really feel like karma will come deal a heavy hand to you when you start doing that, right? Running around with a married man openly, not even like, all right, I know what we doing is wrong and whatnot. Let's just stay on the low. You're like blasphemous and bragging about it and boastful and like, aha, I'm with him and he chose me. Ha ha ha. My hubby's here. Like playing games with it. We'll see how this play out for you. And we'll see if I'm right or if this is a major payoff for you. And running around with a person like this who clearly hurting your career, we'll see if it's of benefit. Let me know what you think. Hype my video up. We unpacked.